The next thing that we need to have clarity about is the customer flow conversions and the process time. The customer flow conversions is the percentage of people that is going through one from one status of the customer flow to the other. And this is important to know because it's telling you how effective are being your activities, and also to is helping you to identify if you need to have more intensity of activities, because probably your conversions are low. So if you want to have high results, you will have to have more people going through the customer flow. So the second thing is process time is basically the number of days that a person is taking to go from one uh, stage to the other, and also is helping you to understand how much time you need in order to, for example, achieve your goals, because you can have a slow process, you can have fast processes, and yes, basically it's also telling you or it's a good measurement of the customer experience, because if our processes are fast enough, we most probably will have more satisfied customers, for example. Then, very, very important basic that you need to know is supply and demand, also known as IR or international relations. Basically, it's important to know what are your cooperations, what are the LCs that are going to give you opportunities to approve, or also what are the LCs that are going to give you EPs, for example, if you are working with ICX also. So it's very important because this is a very powerful tool that we have inside ISEC in order to grow, collaborating with the specific LCs and with the specific entities that are very fast processing people, for example, that have processes that are very effective, that are very, very good in terms of value delivery, for example, and the customer satisfaction and leadership development that we are providing to our customers. So it's very important to know and to understand how this supply and demand is changing through the time and through the operational time, for example. Then very important to know the more like legal part or the obligations that we have towards our customers that are ruled by the XPPs, that are the exchange program policies. That is basically the document that is ruling all the processes regarding exchanges. And yes, it's very important for us to know it because we need to basically fulfill them. And then the standards that are the minimums that we need to deliver to our customer in order to deliver leadership experiences, because right now this is what is measuring the leadership development inside ICE. And then very important, as you are going to be managers of your LC, and also you will be responsible for the brand of ISEC inside your entity. So you need to make sure that all the communications that we are having, and not only the graphic communications or the promotions that we are doing, but also the day-to-day activities are respecting the brand standards of ISEC and are communicating the values and the standards that we have as a brand with ISEC. So these are some of the things that you need to look for more information in order to understand better how to influence your operations in the future when you are going to be tracking and when you are going to be trying to ask the correct questions that are going to solve the bottlenecks of your LC. Then, very important is to try to identify what is the correlationship between all the things that are happening in front office in your operation part with back office. That is basically how the membership and the resources, financial resources that your LC is having, is behaving, or for example, what are the needs in terms of membership or in terms of financial investments that you will have to do in each part of the customer flow, in each moment of the operational timeline. So it's very, very important to also take a look of what is happening in the back office part of the organization. Then we are moving to the second part that we said that we are going to understand better, that is the lead measures inside operations. And basically, this is a brief introduction of what is lead and lag measures. Basically, this is a concept that is I took from this book that you can see here, that is on 4 disciplines of execution. And inside these 4 disciplines of executions, the book is saying that we need to focus on the lead measures. And it says that there are two kinds of measures based on what you can predict and what you can influence. So here we have the classification. The lead measures are those measures that are predictable and influenceable. So you can predict, you can know how mm, the measure will behave in the time, and also that you can influence. And the lag measure is the opposite. You cannot predict, neither influence while you are measuring them. So basically, this is the graphic that is illustrating the lead and lag measures. And in this case, for example, the circle that we have there, that is the rock, is the lag measure. Because in the moment that we want to know where the rock is, we we are not going to be able to predict how the rock will be, like, or where the rock will be. But instead of this, we have this stick that is representing the lead measure, that basically we can here there you can see that you can influence and you can predict how, for example, the lag measure will behave if you modify this stick. If you pull it up or if you pull it down, you can have a prediction of how the lag measure is going to behave, for example. So this is the logic that we need to have inside our operations. So we need to understand very well what are the lead measures and the lag measures, and both of them are important because both of them are telling us things. But this is different between one another, and we are going to use it for different things. So basically, what are the lead and lag measures inside ANS?